one day in history, someone asked God, give me a home where the Buffalo roam, and thus God made McAlester. It's the beginning of the 5A shootout. Some of the best teams in 5A baseball in Oklahoma have come to Pittsburg County to duke it out over the next 3 days. And who will show up and who will show out and who will go home empty-handed, we're about to find out. Welcome to day one, game one of the 5A shootout as the McAlester Buffaloes are having the nightcap against the Shawnee Wolves, who are about an hour and 15 minutes behind, but again, that's not too shabby compared to where we were this time last week when we had the last game of the night start at almost 10 o'clock. Again, I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, coming to you live on KNED 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, the KNED app, as well as video streaming on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. And once again, joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Philip Jewell Jr. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again. It's a phenomenal night. The cold front has started to make its way to McAlester, and does not feel like it should be baseball weather. Instead, right now, feeling like it should be actually football weather. 67 degrees and that strong wind right now.
Yes, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because earlier today it was warm. It was 85 degrees, and all of a sudden we started to see some storms start to move around Pittsburg County, but it did bring the cold front, and it shifted the wind from blowing out to left field, now blowing out to a strong right center field, and now it looks like, again, I'm trying to get a weather. It looks like about 10 to 15 mile per hour wind gusts that we have, and by the end of tonight, or at least the end of this game, it should be no lower than 58 degrees, but that wind chill is going to make it feel just a little bit colder. We don't have a lot of time, but we're going to be speaking about kind of what McAlester came off of and what they're going to be expecting here in this tournament a little bit later on. But Buffaloes are about to make their way onto the field. Let's look at the starting lineup. Starting off with the Shawnee Wolves, now 8-20 on the year, led by head coach Jeff Schaefer. Leading it off, the shortstop, number 1, Daxton Clark. Batting second, the pitcher, number 10, Rhett Hokett. Batting third, the catcher, number 4, Creed Muirhead. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, number 3, Reed Bolin. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 18, Braden Covey. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 20, Ty Janda. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 14, Corbin Wood. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 2, Emerson Byers. And batting ninth, the third baseman, number 30, Keno Citizen. For the McAlester Buffaloes, 17-10 on the year, led by head coach Justin Mullins as they take the field. Leading off, the left fielder, number 21, Aiden Shumway. Batting second, the shortstop, number 2, Caden Lesnow. Batting third, the first baseman, number 6, Gannon Mullins. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 8, Braden Phillips. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 1, Spencer Stinchcomb. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 10, Ethan Watkins. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 3, Jackson Lauerman. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 11, Gunnar Hodgel. And batting ninth, playing right field, number 5, Jordan Clark. Buffaloes wearing their all-black uniforms with the gold numerals on the front and back. And as for the Shawnee Wolves, who just came off of a loss, I believe it was a 5-1 loss to the Quetta Tigers, they're wearing their road Navy jerseys with the gray pants and their Navy hats. These two teams used to be in the same district for actually quite a while. Sometimes they keep on going back and forth, but McAlester and Shawnee have commonly been district opponents. Shawnee has moved over to the 5A1 district, McAlester to the 5A4 from both being in the 5A3 a year ago. First pitch is brought to you by Big V Feed Center in McAlester. See them in Hatco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa and Shakota Wholesale Feed Company in Shakota for your spring feeding program needs. We'll look around the diamond once more for the Buffaloes in just a second, but we're about to have the first pitch from Jackson Lauerman to Daxton Clark. Wolves return 2 starters from last year's series. McAlester returns 7. Lauerman is ready. Clark is ready. First pitch of the night. Way outside, ball 1. It's baseball time here in the Heartland. So around the diamond, we have Mullins at first, Stinchcomb at second, Lesnow at short, Hodgel at third. In the outfield, Shumway in left, Watkins in center, Clark in right. So here's the 1-0 from Lauerman. And this one bounces in about 3 feet in front of the home plate area and bounces into Phillips to make the count 2-0. The battery for the Buffs, Phillips behind the plate, Jackson Lauerman on the mound for McAlester, who owns a 2-1 record on the bump with 1 save this year and 22 1/3 innings pitched. 2-0. This one misses just below the knees, and that'll be ball 3. He has a 3.45 ERA, 15 strikeouts to 9 walks, but he's in danger of walking his 10th here, and hitters are hitting .259 collective against him on the season. 3-0. He does get his first strike of the day, right down Broadway, strike 1 to Clark. Clark is one of the 2 returning starters for the Wolves from a year ago. He went 2 for 6 in the 2-game series against the Buffs, right-handed batter here for the Wolves. 3-1. This one just misses the knees, and it's a leadoff walk here to Daxton Clark. He's got plenty of speed. Don't be surprised if he tries taking off for second pretty quickly. Brings up Rhett Hokett, the pitcher for the Wolves. McAlester last year played the Wolves again in that district series. McAlester won the first game, and it was a big one. They won 3-2 to ensure that they stay at the 5 spot because Midwest City was coming up on them, trying to jump them for the 5 spot last year. As his first pitch into Hokett fills the zone for strike 1. That 3-2 win for the Buffaloes ensured that they would finish 5th and not 6th. But then they lost the next game. It was a all-game rainy game, kind of off and on, but steady, light rain as Ethan Watkins pitched the second one. As the 0-1 is a called strike. Runner takes off for second. The throw is right at the bag, snagged by Lesnow, but it's a stolen base for Daxton Clark. And the count is 0-2 on Rhett Hokett. But going back to that second game, the Buffaloes lost it 2-0 after winning the first one 3-2. A lot of turnover from a year ago, including the Shawnee Wolves. They have I say new head coach, but it's a familiar face. We'll talk about it here in a second. The 0-2. Ground ball, softly hit left side, fielded by Hodgel. Hodgel collects himself, fires to first. Runner takes off from second over to third, and it'll lead to a 5-3 ground out, but Daxton Clark advances on the throw to bring up Creed Muirhead, who is the other starter for the Wolves from a year ago, went 1 for 6 with an RBI. Now the head coach for the Shawnee Wolves, Jeff Schaefer. The reason why I say he's a familiar face, because he actually began, I believe, his coaching career back in 1991 at Shawnee High School. He was there for 15 years. Man, did he have a heck of a run. He's in the Oklahoma High School Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2017. It's the first pitch with 1 down, misses load for ball 1 to the lefty, Creed Muirhead. With the runner at third and 1 down, top of the first, Wolves trying to get on top of the Buffaloes here early. Lauerman on the bump. Takes a deep breath in the 1-0 pitch. And Muirhead gives this one a ride out to deep right center field. Watkins will get underneath it. This is plenty deep enough to be able to score the run, and the Wolves will take an early 1-0 lead. Sack fly by Creed Muirhead puts the Shawnee Wolves up 1-0. For Reed Bolin. But looking at Coach Schaefer, just talking about all of his accolades. When he was with Shawnee, he was a 6-time conference champion. They went to the state tournament 7 times. After he left Shawnee, so here's the first pitch. Missing a little bit low to Bolin for ball 1. He actually had a 5-year stint as the player development coach for the Minnesota Twins Gulf Coast League that's now known as the Florida Complex League. He was there for 5 years. 1-0. That one misses as well. 2 competitive pitches from Lauerman. Doesn't get the call on either one of them. Count goes to 2-0. Then he went to Seminole State College from 2006 to 2012, where he had a 227 to 109 record. 2-0 pitch to the righty Bolin. Fills the zone for strike 1, up in the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 down, nobody on. He had 1 year at Edmond Santa Fe, where he immediately in that 1 year was a state qualifier. And from 2013 to just this last year, the 2-1 softly hit on the line drive left side. It'll be snagged by Lesnow, making his way towards the left center field area for out number 3. But again, we'll talk a little bit more about Coach Schaefer a little bit later. But again, he was AD and the head coach at Tecumseh for a good span of about 10 years. 1-0, the Wolves take the lead in the top of the first. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Buffalo's trying to get that run back and maybe then some, maybe a little bit more here on.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front-end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Heading to the home half of the first inning, the Shawnee Wolves took an early lead on a walk, stolen base, advancing a third on a ground out, and then a sac fly. Ended up leading to the first run of the game scored. McAllister's looking to have a much better offensive production than they had in the Sapulpa series this last Monday and Tuesday. I told you we'd get to that in a second, and we're about to get to it. Aiden Shumway leading it off for the Buffaloes. Caden Lussnow, Gandon Mullins, 1-2-3. Here's the first pitch from Hokit, and it'll miss up high for ball one. Around the diamond for the Wolves, Janda at first, Bolin at second, Clark at short, Citizen at third, Wolf in left, Covey in center, Byers in right. As the next pitch misses low and outside for ball two to Shumway. The battery for the Wolves, Muirhead behind the plate, who's got a heck of an arm. You're going to have to really get a good jump to steal on him. As the next pitch misses outside for ball three to Shumway, and Hokit on the mound for the Wolves. So the Buffaloes trying to do a lot better than what they did against the Sapulpa Chieftains on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Just had a really bad series, especially at the plate. That one fills the zone for strike one. A lot of credit to the great pitching of the Sapulpa Chieftains, but McAllister just didn't have a lot of quality at bats. So here's the 3-1 to Shumway. That one is going to be a hard-hit ground ball to the shortstop, fielded by Clark. Clark fires over to first. Having to dig it out is the first baseman, Janda, and he does so for out number one, which brings up Caden Luss now, the shortstop. So the Buffaloes, I broke it down. If you want to see how they hit during the series against Sapulpa, where they lost 6-0 on Monday and then 10-0 and 6 on Tuesday, well, they were no-hit on Tuesday, and they batted .073 in the series. Their on-base percentage was just slightly better. So here's a high hit fly ball, and it's carrying. And the wind's going to catch it at the same time. Who wants it? Center fielder looks like he's underneath it. He'll make the catch. It's Covey for out number two. And it brings up Gandon Mullins. The Buffalo's on-base percentage against the Sapulpa Chieftains was .088. They only had 2 runners reach base, and they were back-to-back back in the game on Tuesday. And what was even worse for McAllister is their strikeout percentage was really high. Half of their at-bats that McAllister had, not outs, half of their at-bats resulted in a strikeout, 49%. Buffalo defense could have been a little bit better, too. They had 8 errors, 4 in the first game, 4 in the second. And also a lot of free passes for McAllister's pitching staff. They allowed 12 to Sapulpa's 3. So they're wanting to put that in the rear view. This is a big game for them to do so. They're down right now 1-0 in the bottom of the first. This is actually a big tournament for McAllister to put that in the rear view, considering the teams that you're going to be playing here today, or this weekend. First pitch to Mullins is down low for ball one. Mullins was one of the few to be able to reach base against the Sapulpa Chieftains. He did draw a walk back in the first game of the series. This one misses outside for ball two. And the pitch from Hokit. The righty deals, and this one's off the top of the bat, rolls a foul down the first base line. 2 balls, 1 strike. Let us know where you're listening from, by the way, on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio. Again, that is Twitter at Buff Sports Radio, or you can let us know on Facebook at facebook.com/McAllister Radio. In the Mike Deak Shootout a week ago, Mullins had a lot of RBIs. He had 4 in that game. He leads the team in RBIs on the season with 24, I believe. Here's a hard-hit line drive back down the left field line, and that's going to lead to possible extra bases here for Mullins. He rounds first. It's finally fielded in left field by Wood, and strolling into second base with a 2-out double is Gandon Mullins. That is the tying run for Braden Phillips. Thank you, Derek, for grabbing my paper. Now I can definitely say, yes, Mullins does have 24 RBIs on the year. If you're wondering how many Phillips has, he's looking for number 16 here if he can drive in Gandon Mullins. He's batting .300 with runners and scoring on the season. That's just good for a little over half of his hits on the year. McAllister has their first hit since, I think, Shumway's final at bat against Sapulpa on Monday. It's been a little while since they had a hit, and it's courtesy of Gandon Mullins. First pitch to Phillips. He's first pitch swinging, strike one. Buffalo's trying to tie it up here in the first. Wind is blowing out, but out to right center field, not left center field. Helping out the left-handed batter. McAllister doesn't have any of those. Curveball in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. But some people are really good at driving it the other way, Caden Lustow included, and Ethan Watkins. You can give it a ride out that way. Wind might get behind your ball. Right now, though, Phillips just trying to stay alive. Down the count 0-2, trying to bring in Mullins from 180 feet away. The pitch misses high, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you're looking at the 5A shootout, it's a pretty incredible lineup that we have here in Pittsburgh County over the next 3 days. 4 out of the 8 state tournament teams from a year ago. So here's a jump by Mullins. Now he jumped too early. He's in a pickle. He'll run back to the bag. They'll throw late, and he never got. Well, he didn't get to the bag. That's a bad call, I believe. But I think the angle that the field umpire had, Mullins never reached the bag. He should have been called out. He was a good half a foot away from the bag, but he didn't have the angle on that. And he should have been called out at second, but thankfully for the Buffaloes, they get a stroke of good luck here. That was pretty clear that he was not even on the bag. Here's the 1-2 from Hokett. And this one bounces. Muirhead keeping in front to move the ball, count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Wolves, again, a lot of unknowns because I hadn't seen these guys play other than the last game before this one. But I do know that their catcher and their shortstop, based on years past, are studs. Dax Clark at short and Creed Muirhead behind the plate. 2-2. And swinging at the letter-high fastball was Phillips. Fouls it back, and he stays alive in the count 2-2. Phillips back in the Mike Deak shootout, not to be confused with the 5A shootout. Last week had a triple. That was against Rattan. 2-2. And he lines this one over to right field. It could be trouble. It's going to land into the outfield turf. Rounding third would be Mullins. Here's the tying run. He will score. And the Buffaloes doing it with 2 down. An RBI single from Braden Phillips going the opposite way. And it's a 1-1 game for Spencer Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb was really like playing at McAlester, including in the tournament. We have a quick run out to the mound. What in the world? Why did he run like that? He was on a sprint to check that baseball. Yeah, I think the pitcher Hokett turned around and was like, "Where did you come from?" Like, if you've ever seen The Office, it was like Dwight looking at Angela around her shoulder. That's what that looked like. Run taking off for second is Phillips swinging. This could have been a hit and run. It'll be fouled off for Stinchcomb, and Phillips have to retreat back to the first base bag. Count is 0-1. I was wondering. I thought someone was chirping at somebody. He was trying to break it up at first. No, he's just going to check the ball. He ran quick. Count is 0-1. 1-1 our score. Bottom of the first inning. Hokett waits, trying to get a good jump as Phillips. He'll pick off over to first, not in time. I think Hokett's doing a pretty good job of mixing up his time. Because with nobody on or runners at third, he's kind of having the same timing, but when there's runners at first and second, he's doing a good job of mixing it up. And it nearly led to a pickoff of Gannon Mullins earlier this inning. Count is 0-1. 2 down. Buffalo's trying to keep this 2-out approach and trying to score. That was their first runs since last Saturday. Huge lead by Phillips. He'll pick off over to first again. And McAllister's trying to get a good jump. That's what Mullins tried doing earlier. So is Phillips. But also, if he can't get a good jump, he's trying to throw off the pitcher Hokett into possibly balking. The count is still 0-1 on Stinchcomb. And great jump by Phillips. And his pitch goes nearly through the glove of Muirhead, and it leads to a stolen base for Braden Phillips. I mean, that could technically be considered a pass ball, but I'm going to give, if I'm scoring, I'm giving Phillips the benefit of the doubt with the stolen base there. That's a 16th stolen base of the year for Phillips, so that will be called a stolen base. Counts 1-1 here for Spencer Stinchcomb, one of the best batters for McAlester with runners and scoring. Another great jump, but no, he held onto the ball, and this is going to be an easy down at third. McAllister got a little bit too aggressive, and that will lead to an out at third base to end the first inning. McAllister is tied up 1-1 with the Shawnee Wolves as we head to the top of the second. You're listening to McAlester Base.
Okay!
Tire
and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on? We can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
Graduation is only a month away,
And Finn Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya.
Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub. 1402 South George 9 Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
We head to the second inning. The Buffaloes and the Wolves tied up 1-1 as the Shawnee Wolves are back up at the plate with the 5-6-7-hole batter, starting off with Braden Covey, the center fielder, number 18. Before we ended off the top of the first inning, we were talking about, again, new but not really new head coach Jeff Schaefer, a return to the to being the leader of the program for the Shawnee Wolves and their storied baseball program over there in Shawnee, Oklahoma. First pitch to Covey is going to be a bunt. That's a great one down the third base line. Hodgel fields it, throws across his body, and it's almost in time, but a great bunt by Braden Covey, leading to a bunt single. And the go-ahead run is back on the base pass, and that's the first hit of the day for the Shawnee Wolves here in the second to bring up the first baseman, number 20, Ty Janda. Couldn't have drawn that up better if you had crayon. That's a fantastic bunt. But we're talking about Coach Schaefer. Again, you can continue to look at his accolades. He's a Shawnee Baseball Hall of Fame. He's in that. Was inducted in 2009. Tulsa Union Baseball Hall of Fame in 2002. NJCAA, he's been the Region 2 Coach of the Year. And also the NJCAA South Central District Coach of the Year back in 2009, as this one's fouled straight back for strike one to Ty Janda. He was the ABCA Regional Coach of the Year. And also the Pro Line Coach of the Year back in 1999. He was a Suburban Conference Coach of the Year 5 times. As the pickoff over to first is a close one, but not in time. So I think he knows a thing or two about baseball. I think we can go ahead and just sum that up right here. Shawnee Wolves are coming off of a 15-20 year last year. The 0-1. Checking at it. I don't think he really went around, but I thought it should have been maybe a called strike if anything. But the Buffaloes do get the strike call. And the count is 0-2 on Ty Janda. Runner at first with nobody out. As Lauerman looks at first base, good lead by Covey. They'll pick off over there, and not in time again. Yeah, they were 15-20 last year. They lost in regionals to Grove 13-7. Grove ended up making it to the semifinals. Shawnee was 2 games away from getting to the state tournament. As the 0-2, outside corner. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 3-pitch strikeout to Ty Janda from Jackson Lauerman. Gets out number 1 with the runner at first. And here in the top of the second in a 1-1 game for Corbin Wood now, the left fielder, number 14, another right-handed batter for the Wolves. And they would have had to beat Grove twice to be able to go to the state tournament, as they fell to Grove only 7-6 earlier on in that regional tournament. Pickoff over to first is not in time. And with the turnover from last year, again, also Kevin Paxton, like we mentioned, the reason why Coach Schaefer back with the team, Kevin Paxton He is now the head coach at East Central University. As here's another bunt, another really good one in front of Lauerman. This one's easier to be able to field and throw it. Now be out number 2 on the sacrifice bunt from Corbin Wood to move the go-ahead run into scoring position for Emerson Byers. Byers, the right fielder, number 2. But with the turnover, like I said, 7 new starters that the Wolves didn't have from a season ago. And you could tell in the first half of the season, was not great for the Shawnee Wolves. They were 1-12 in their first 13, taking on some pretty good teams too. They were shut out 7 times in their first 12 losses. So the first pitch is going to be down low, taken off for third anyway. Phillips fires, and it's not caught by Hodgel. If Hodgel hangs on, that's going to be an out over at third base. But instead, the go-ahead run moves 90 feet away, and the count is 1-0 on Emerson Byers. But it looks like they started to figure it out a little bit, too. They've been taking on some teams. 4 out of their 8 wins have been in district play. But, again, after going 1-12 in your first 13, they're now 7-8 in their last 14, now 15, as we just had the game earlier today as the next pitch misses low for ball 2. Coweta Tigers, who McAlester plays next week on Monday and Tuesday. The Coweta Tigers defeated the Shawnee Wolves 5-1, and it took a 3-run inning for Coweta to really open it up. Had Shawnee won that game, I think it would have been their most impressive one of the year, but they've also played some close games against some good teams, like the number 4 team in 2A, Dale. Shawnee only lost 9-6 in that one. So you can see as the season's going along, Shawnee's getting into a rhythm. People that haven't played a lot of varsity baseball are starting to gel better and better, and they're playing better baseball. 2-0, fills his zone for strike 1. I was kind of just talking to some people before this game started, watching the Coweta and Shawnee game, and you're wondering, man, this team doesn't look like, I mean, they were playing really well. They don't look like an 8-19 team. They're getting better as the season's going along. They had some pretty good pitching in the last game. 2-1. This is low for ball 3. Had some competitive at-bats. They just ended up falling 5-1. But they're looking to keep it going, keep it rolling. Keep on learning to be better in years to come. 3-1 pitch. Just misses the knees, and that'll be ball 4 to Emerson Byers to bring up Keno Citizen, the third baseman, number 30 for the Wolves. Runners at the corners with 2 down. 1-1 score, top of the second inning. I mean, a good example of that, look at the Durant Lions. Last year they had 7 out of their 9 starters, I believe, were underclassmen. 6 of them were freshmen. This year, a little bit better. Next year in their senior years, that freshman crew that started from a year ago, expect Durant, if they can stay there, the first pitch is going to be a called strike. Popping up to maybe throw down a second was Phillips, but the runner stays at first. Count is 0-1. If they can keep that nucleus together, Durant's going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think, over the next 2 years. And I think if Shawnee can continue to do the same thing, I think they might be pretty tough down the line too. They're already starting to show it in the second half of the year. Stepping off the rubber here is Lauerman. Keno Citizen, the 9-hole batter, playing the hot corner today. Righty-on-righty matchup. Buffalo's trying to keep the game tied at 1-1 in the top of the second. 31 move, again, the runner stays put. McAlester, after having the last 2 seasons of just heart-pounding close games, haven't had a lot of them this year. The 0-1, misses low and outside for ball 1. Neither one of these teams have had a ton of close games. 56% of the Shawnee Wolves games have been decided by run rule, whether that be them winning it or losing it. McAlester, after having 65% of their games a year ago be decided by 3 runs or less, they've only had 7 games this year decided by that margin. 1-1. Fastball delayed steal. It's going to lead to a take of second base. That's a close spot there. Does not get the call, and the count is 2-1. As we'll have Citizen go speak with Coach Schaefer over at third, and the home plate umpire is trying to tell him that you can't do that. We can't keep on going back and forth from the plate to third base because that's the second time in this inning that's happened. 2 balls, 1 strike to Citizen. Runners at second and third with 2 down. Lauerman, the 2-1 pitch, showing bunt, getting it down as Lauerman will field, try to get the third out. He does so, and that will end the inning. McAlester leads those runners stranded at second and third as we head to the home half of the second, tied up 1-1. It'll be Spencer Stinchcomb, Ethan Watkins, and Jackson Lauerman coming up when we return here.
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffalo supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front-end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Welcome back to McAlester, Oklahoma. Here at Mike Deak Field, day one, and our finale of day one of the 5A shootout between the McAlester Buffaloes and the Shawnee Wolves, a rematch of last year's district split. I think at least the last three, definitely the last 2 years, but maybe the last three we've had district splits between the Shawnee Wolves and the McAlester Buffaloes. So here is the two teams are in different districts this season. McAlester tied up with the Shawnee Wolves 1-1. One of these teams trying to get the better of the other. Spencer Stinchcomb was up at the plate with a 1-1 count when the inning ended on the base paths of a caught stealing. So he's back up at the plate with a fresh new count. Here's the windup in the pitch from Braden Covey. And it's a high hit fly ball carrying towards deep center field, still going over the head of the center fielder Covey. Stinchcomb rounding first, making his way to second. It's finally picked up on the warning track. Stinchcomb rounding second and getting to third, diving in with a leadoff triple on the first pitch he sees. That thing was on a frozen rope over the head of the center fielder Covey. That might be the hardest ball that Stinchcomb has hit in his time at McAlester High School. And that brings up Ethan Watkins trying to drive in Stinchcomb. Buffaloes, after being no-hit back on Tuesday, they have said that's not going to happen again. 3 consecutive hits going back to the last inning. Game is tied 1-1. Buff's trying to change that. Watkins' first pitch from Hokett is going to miss, or rather, swing it and a miss from Ethan Watkins on the low pitch for strike one. I was mentioning in the last half inning before we went into this one, not a lot of close games by McAlester. We've actually had a lot of run rules. 0-1 pitch, low and outside, great stop by Muirhead, keeping the runner over at third. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Whether it be McAlester winning them or them losing them, 41% of the Buffaloes' games this year, and now 27, this is number 28, have been decided by run rule. 1-1. Missing low and outside, ball 2. The good news, though, is McAlester, with how many people they returned from last year, they're used to playing in the close games. That's why they're 6-1 in those games. They can handle the pressure a little bit better than maybe they had at times last year. This one's a swing and a miss on a low pitch for strike 2. Count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Lauerman's on deck. We had a really good first day at the Mike Deak Shootout last week. Went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, including a walk-off in the 12th inning. 2-2. Missing high. Ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at third for the Buffs. Bottom of the second, the pitch. And this one misses high as well, and Watkins will take his base. Because of course he will, because he knows how to draw walks. The guy with an on-base percentage up there in the stratosphere at, .512 draws his 23rd walk of the year. 29th free pass to go with 6 hit-by pitches. Brings up Jackson Lauerman. Lauerman in the Mike Deak Shootout a week ago went 3 for 9. All 3 hits came in day 1 for the Buffaloes against Muskogee. And he continues his hot streak of tournaments in McAlester. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Trying to get a jump as Watkins. They'll pick off over to first. Again, Hokett's done I keep on saying Hokett. Because he is on the mound. Why do I have Braden Covey as the pitcher? I was in a hurry trying to get my stuff written down here today. As we have another pickoff over to first, not in time. I have no idea why I had Braden Covey listed as the pitcher. He's playing in center field today. I guess I was just talking about him a little bit ago. So here's another high hit fly ball carrying towards deep left field. Well, the wind's taking this one. It's caught. No, it's dropped in shallow left field. It'll be an E7. It looked way stronger off the bat. And scoring from third is Spencer Stinchcomb. It looked way better off the bat, but that wind is now blowing in straight from left field. If the wind's not blowing the way that it is, that goes out to at least average depth left field. But it fell in shallow left on an E7. And that gives McAlester their first lead in 5 days. It's blowing at 13 miles per hour, and gusts are up at around 21 miles per hour right now. Buffaloes take the lead 2-1 on the E7. First baseman, that is Janda at first. He's playing behind Lauerman, the runner. So at first and second are the Buffalo base runners, up 2-1, bottom of the second. Nobody out, trying to keep it going for Gunnar Hodgel out of the 8-hole. Long wait, Hogan deals, and he gets a bunt down. It's a good one down the third base line. It's going to lead to an infield single on the bunt from Gunnar Hodgel. On a perfect bunt, pushed it past the pitcher. The third baseman, Citizen, was kind of left in no man's land on that attempt. Couldn't ask for anything better from Gunnar Hodgel, and that loads the bases up for the Buffaloes. This bases loaded alert brought to you by Pop's Kettle Corn in Old Town. Choose your flavor of kettle corn or try their freshly made pork rinds at Pop's Kettle Corn in Old Town. Brings up the right fielder, number 5, Jordan Clark. Buffaloes leading 2-1. Infield comes in on the infield turf with nobody out. First pitch to Clark. Curveball just missed the inside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. Clark with 4 RBIs on the year. He's one of the best base runners for McAlester at 14 stolen bases. Buffaloes would like to get him on base right now and hope to drive in some guys. The 1-0 hits it high, and again, the wind's going to take this one. Shallow left center field. Could be a tough play as it'll fall in center field. No infield fly, and that'll lead to an RBI single from Jordan Clark that landed in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. And that brings up the top of the order with the score 3-1. Again, if you might be wondering why that isn't an infield fly rule, because it was kind of just beyond the infield area. If you haven't learned this rule, which I kind of learned it something for we just were talking about this in the game before this one in the press box. The infield fly rule definition isn't anything to do with the infield at all, truly, other than the infielders themselves. Brings up Aiden Shumway, still bases loaded. Buffaloes leading 3-1, bottom of the second. First pitch missing, up and inside, ball 1. The rule is with runners at first and second, and nobody out or bases loaded, or nobody out or 1 out in the inning, if there's a pop fly in fair territory, that an infielder can make the play with ordinary effort. That is the definition. So the next pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. If they think that the infielder, one of the infielders, pitcher not included, can make the catch with ordinary effort, they will call it infield fly, batter is out to protect the runners. Since that was not considered an ordinary effort, that is not going to be called infield fly. As the 1-1 misses down low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Shumway. There was actually a play that we were speaking about before this one on a pop-up that went just by the pitcher's mound. Even though it was in the infield, the second baseman who was playing deep had to come in and try to make that grab. As here's the 2-1 pitch. It's fouled backwards for strike 2. Even though it was in the infield, since he had to slide to try to make the attempt, which he didn't catch the ball, it was not called infield fly because that's not ordinary effort, even though it was in the middle of the infield. Led to a double play. I did not know that until this year, and I've played baseball and watched it as long as I can remember. 2-2. Line drive right past the second baseman, hit off his glove. It's going to lead to another run scored. We'll see what this is officially ruled. Again, that was on a scorcher from Aiden Shumway to the second base bag. We'll see if it's going to be ruled down as an error or a hit. As both me and Derek are doing the same thing, going straight there, but it brings up Caden Less now. McAlester continues to hit. They're calling it on the scoreboard an error. But again, our official stats are going based off of what's on Game Changer.
And Brandon, just keep note that there are still 0 outs here in the bottom of the second inning.
They have a chance to make this a huge inning. Okay, so they called that an E4 then. Yeah, hit it right through his glove. Not an easy play, but one that I know the Wolves feel like they needed to have there. First pitch to Caden Less now misses up high for ball 1. But like Philip just said, still bases loaded and nobody out in the inning. It's an example of you put the ball in play, good things happen. That's what's happened now for the last 4 or 5 batters for the Buffaloes. 1-0 the count. And the pitch to Les now misses high for ball 2. Les now flew out to center field in his first at bat. He's third on the team in batting average, just .001 average point below Spencer Stinchcomb for third. And the team leader in extra base hits with 13. 2-0 outside corner, called strike 1. He's batting .345, .431 on base percentage. The recent Eastern Oklahoma State College commit. Trying to have a huge hit here for the black and gold. 2-1. It's popped up and out of play, and the count is now 2-2. Well, Jonathan Herrick of Johnny's Shoe Shine Emporium sent me a picture of me wearing somebody's glasses up here. I don't even know whose they are. But I rock them, that's for sure.
That's how Pink Eye gets started, partner.
2-2 pitch. Misses high for ball 3. I guess so. Maybe. I hope I don't get it. Count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. I love that you chimed in like for 3 sentences so far in this broadcast, and that's one of them. That is true. Quality over quantity. Big full count pitch coming up from Hokett to Caden Less now. 4-1 McAlester leads. Trying to extend their lead with the heart of their order up. 1-0 the count on Gann and Mullins. Nobody out, still bases loaded. The pitch pops this one up. If it's fair, this one will be an infield fly. It's around the first base side. It's caught by the catcher Muirhead, and that is out number 1. That was the Buffaloes. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That breaks a 7 consecutive at bat without an out. Still only 1 down for the Buffaloes, leading 5-1. Bases still juiced after a 4-run bottom of the second so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the stadium and you want to know how you're having a big inning, just look at first base coach Troy Meadows.
That's a very good point. He's starting to look like a Iron Man with all of his attachments. First pitch low and outside, ball 1. He's holding everybody's shin guards and elbow guards. You know, what a lot of coaches like to do, they like to wear them around their arms so that they like add to their collection, like if you're General Grievous. Like they're like Jedi's lightsabers.
It's like Thanos with the Infinity Stones.
What I want to know is here comes the 1-0 from Hokett. And it's popped up and behind home plate and on top of the grandstand. Count is now 1-1. What I want to know is if you bat around, do you run to Coach Meadows and you grab him back, or you just decide to, hey, I'm going to bat without it for once?
Go old school one time.
The only thing I ever wore was a wrist guard. I wore a wrist guard. The 1-1 to Phillips. Misses low and outside for ball 2. And you might be wondering, Brandon, why'd you wear a wrist guard? Well, 2 reasons. One was that I played the hot corner, so if a ball came and hit me in the wrist right there, I had it on that side, so it blocked that. 2 was not really reason 1. 2, it looked cool. That's the main reason. 2-1 pitch. Misses way outside for ball 3.
Get that tan line just a little bit before summer hits.
Yo, I loved the tan line. There was an Evo Shield tan line. 3 balls, 1 strike, hitters count for the cleanup hitter Phillips. The pitch. And he drives this one to left, but foul. And some McAlester fans encouraging him, saying just line it out a little bit. We'll have another 3-2 count with the bases loaded and 1 down. Buffalo's again leading 5-1, bottom of the second. Trying to keep the inning going as the wind keeps on picking up in from left center field. That's that cold front that's been continually moving in. 3-2. And it misses down in the turf, and that would be a bases loaded walk to Braden Phillips, who now has 2 RBIs on the day. And it brings up Spencer Stinchcomb as the Buffaloes have now officially batted around. Stinchcomb started this off with just a missile to center field.
To answer,
and go ahead.
To answer your question, Coach Meadows now reaches out to Coach Homer's son, the bat boy, as he distributes all of the gear for the next hitters as they're going to come up.
As they batted around. Nice. 5-1, well, it should be 6-1 now, right?
6-1.
Yeah, scoreboard's Again, just a little bit behind here at the field as the first pitch to Stinchcomb misses outside for ball 1. So it's a 6-1 ball game, still only one down in the bottom of the second. Buffalo's trying to pour it on. Trying to get a healthy lead here early. That's only the second walk of the day from Hokett as the next pitch misses low and outside, ball 2.
You know, Brandon, just a few batters ago, you coined the term hit parade. Mm-hmm. Anytime I hear that, I immediately go to the bench warmers when they say it's a hit parade.
Oh, yeah. Listen, the bench warmers, that's a very underrated film here. We're going to have a mound visit. Don't think we're going to have a pitching change, but at least a mound visit. We'll take a 30-second break and be back here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
There's the mound visit that we have with pitching coach for the Wolves and pitcher Rhett Hokett and catcher Creed Muirhead. Buffaloes have the bases loaded. 2-0 is the count to Spencer Stinchcomb, who started this inning off with a triple. McAlester has scored 4 runs since, and like I said, been going base to base, station to station. I love that rally. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Hokett. And this one clips the very bottom and outside edge of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's not a bad take there for Spencer Stinchcomb. Not much he could have done with the pitch. He's going to wait for one he can drive a little bit better like he did earlier this inning. 2-1 pitch. And he does drive one to left center field. This will score 1. It might score 2. It'll be fielded by the center fielder, Covey. They'll hold the runner up and see you at the throw. To home plate, goes anywhere, goes straight to Muirhead, and it's another RBI single for the Buffaloes. Spencer Stinchcomb, stay hot, kid. So how does McAlester answer having only 3 hits and batting .073 in the series against Sapulpa? I'll tell you how. They've already totaled up 7 hits this inning. Not this inning, but 7 hits this game. 5 hits this inning. Now up Ethan Watkins, still bases loaded. 7-1 score for McAlester, and the pitch misses inside, ball 1. My papers keep on getting stuck to my arm, and then I lift up my papers and they go over. Not like anyone needed to really know that, but I told you anyway.
Well, it can't be nothing like the wind at East Central when it took our tripod, spotter boards, drive sheets.
1-0. Lower outside part of the zone, moves the count to even. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the truth. I didn't think anything could be as strong as that wind at East Central, and I hope to goodness I never call on any wind like that ever again. That was East Central football last year. If you want to go back and watch it, you can see the ball roll being after it set down on the ground as this one's fouled off. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes. No, they would sit the ball down on, the whatever yard line to the line of scrimmage, and after they set down, the ball would just roll off, and it'd travel like 5 to 10 yards. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ethan Watkins, who walked earlier this inning. Right now down in the count, trying to battle. The pitch, and he lines this one over to center field, straight to Covey. Covey makes the catch, tagging up from third. I believe is less now, and that will lead to another run scored. And the Buffaloes are now up 8-1 on the sac fly from Ethan Watkins. Hit that one on the screws, but just straight to Covey. And it brings up Jackson Lauerman. Is now the 12th batter up for the Buffaloes. He reached on an E7. Again, it was a fly ball that looked like it was going to go a lot further, but wind took it and it just died in shallow left field, and it led to one of the 2 errors so far this inning for the Wolves. 8-1 McAlester lead. We're 1 run behind on the scoreboard right now. First pitch inside corner, strike 1 to Lauerman. And in between innings, we'll tell them in the other room to adjust the scoreboard. Of course, Philip Jewell is on it. He's running your camera. He's running your board. He's doing some color commentary. everything you see and hear, with the exception of my voice, it's Philip is responsible.
So I'm sorry if it is a bad product on YouTube.
If you're watching on YouTube. The 0-1. This one misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, for the radio side of things, maybe if you're traveling or you just love listening to baseball on the radio, that is Mr. Austin Weed. You can blame him if something goes wrong. But no, both those guys, some of the best in the biz. I say some because the other ones that are the best in the biz, taking the night off. 1-1. This is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, runners at first and second for McAlester. Got to be cautious about trying to steal with the insanely strong arm of Creed Muirhead behind the plate. 2-1 is the count. Still waiting. Hokett delivers and pops this one up. We'll see if the wind gives us trouble. In foul territory now, and it drops in foul territory. Overrunning it was the third baseman, Citizen. He went backwards to first, and he just kept on trying to follow it, and he overran the ball that was moving with the wind blowing in from left field. So second life here for Jackson Lyerman. Count is even at 2-2.
Sometimes when the ball gets up there in the wind like that, as you know, Brandon, playing that hot corner starts dancing on you in the air.
It's not as easy as it looks. I want everyone to know that. That is coming from the voice of a guy who let 2 of them drop himself, and it's haunted him for the rest of his life.
Well, it shouldn't haunt him because he's the best third baseman ever play the game.
My name is not George Brett. My name's not George Brett. There's been a lot better third baseman. Nolan Arenado's a good one.
He is.
Manny Machado's a good one.
A-Rod was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Despite what you thought, even before PEDs, really good player.
Michael Young was a great one.
That's true. 2-2. Misses low. Count moves to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And was Euclid third?
Euclid was third.
That's right. Who was I thinking that was the catcher during that time? That was Veritek.
Veritek.
That was Veritek for the Red Sox.
Nothing was a cooler moment than being able to be in the stands in Texas and say "Uke" with all the Sox fans.
Here's the payoff to Lauerman, and it misses high. They'll take another walk. As the runners took off, they'll be able to move again station to station. And it brings up Gunnar Hodgel, who had a fantastic bunt. Not down the third base line, but kind of an in-betweener, but was able to push it past the pitcher Hokett. And that loaded up the bases at the time. (8-1) is our score. McAlester leading. Having a dream inning right here. 7 runs in the bottom of the second. 2 down for the Buffs. First pitch to Hodgel, and he's first pitch swinging down the left field line. It's fair, and it's going to get into the corner. It'll score 2 runs as Lauerman making his way to third. He'll round third. He's going to score, and the Buffaloes with a bases-clearing double from Gunnar Hodgel. And McAllister's up 11-1. They have officially broken it open with a 10-run inning in the bottom of the second. Gunnar Hodgel, man, that no one feels better for him than his teammates right now because he went through a little bit of a rough patch. He had a really just rough last couple of weeks. At one point, he was 0 for 18, and now in this game, after having one of the 3 hits for McAllister in the Sepulpa series on Monday and Tuesday, he is 2 for 2 today with 3 RBIs, including that bases-clearing double. Showing bunt is Clark pulling back. That'll be ball 1. And sometimes when you get a hit like that, that is what gets you out of ruts. And I think that's going to do wonders for his confidence, especially going into a huge district series against the Quita Tigers on Monday and Tuesday. 1-0 is the count. The pitch to Jordan Clark shows bunt, gets it down. It's straight to the pitcher this time. Hokett Fields fires to first just in time. Look at him racing down the first base line. Clark nearly beat that out. That'll be out number 3, but the Buffaloes do their damage. A 10-run bottom of the second inning gives them an 11-1 lead. We head to the third inning. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tire and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on, we can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
Graduation is only a month away, and
Finn Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya.
Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop
Angel's
us online.
Diner Steakhouse and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner Steakhouse and Pub, 1402 South George 9 Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
So a dream inning for the McAlester Buffaloes. They ended up bringing up 14 batters to the plate in the bottom of the second inning, scored 10 runs. Here's the first pitch to Dax Clark. He has to duck for cover for the first pitch from Jackson Lauerman for ball one. It's been a little while since Jackson thrown a pitch, so we'll see if he can get back into a rhythm here. Daxton Clark worked a walk in the first at-bat of the game as he grounds this one right back from where it came, taking Lauerman off his feet as it rolls into the center field area. That is a leadoff single for Daxton Clark. But again, the good news for the Buffaloes, they had plenty of cushion to work with after that big inning. Brings up Rhett Hokett. Pitcher for the Wolves, grounded out to third in his first at-bat. Looking at the schedule for the 5A shootout against Shawnee, this is their second game of the day after falling to Coweta 5-1. And like I said, that was pretty much a close game other than a 3-run inning by Coweta really put the separation in between the two teams. Shawnee will play one more game in the 5A shootout. They'll play the early one tomorrow at 10 a.m. against Claremore. So we have a pitch that's a called strike up high. The throw down to second is in time! Braden Phillips guns down Dax Clark trying to take second base. That'll clear the bases. Count is 0-1 now on Rhett Hokett. Not only was that a great throw by Braden Clark, what a play by Mr. Caden Lustnow at the second base bag. Reaching out his hand like he was Mr. Fantastic, stretching it out to make the catch and then applying the tag to get the first out of the inning. Here's a ground ball, rolled over towards Mr. Lustnow, coming in on it. Quick flip over to first, and that'll be in time for out number 2. It was a little bit low. Lustnow with a big smile on his face says, hey, my bad, man. And he actually goes to Gannon Mullins, shakes his hand, says, thank you, sir. Business exchange, and makes his way back over to his position at short. Both of those are having fun right now, and I don't blame them. It was a bad Monday and Tuesday, so to see them starting to kind of get a little bit more rhythm, getting a little bit more confidence, good to see. That brings up Creed Muirhead. Muirhead had a sac fly that put the Wolves on the board and gave them an early 1-0 lead back in the top of the first. First pitch with 2 down, nobody on is pulled down the first base line but foul for strike 1.
If y'all are not in the stands, ladies and gentlemen, you've missed the hottest foul ball I have ever seen hit.
Oh, yeah.
And hit the glass here in the press box.
We actually had 2 of those, too. The 0-1 misses outside for ball 1. You didn't see the first one.
I did not.
The first one, I was running the music for Larry Barnett, who was doing PA in the game before this one. And there was one that was hit straight to that window on the very far left side of the press box. And I said, I haven't seen that in a fortnight. And here's the 1-1. And this is a soft line drive, left center field. It's going to dunk in to Ethan Watkins on a 3-hopper. And it's a 2-out single for Creed Muirhead, which brings up Reed Bolin.
Wolves need anything to get going. Maybe that might be a crank right there to get their motor turning. Right now, the Buffaloes just want to get out of it.
The way I've always looked at it, as a player, if you're ever down, or as a fan, if you're ever down by a margin like 11-1 right now, you look at how the other team did it, and it was a 10-run inning. The way I always looked at it to try to give yourself hope in games is this first pitch in there for a strike, is that if the other team can do it, why can't we?
Yep.
So 1 inning, why can't we have a 10-run inning? So that's what, if you're a Shawnee fan or a Shawnee player, that's the mentality that you need to have right now. And keep churning along. Pick off over to first.
That's why baseball is the greatest sport on earth, because until the final out is made, you still got to throw the ball out to the plate and give that other hitter a chance.
You cannot run out the clock. Can't take a knee. You've got to be able to get 3 outs. You walk everybody. That's not going to be ball game. Late on the hit was the batter, Rhett Bolin. He takes it down the right field line. This might score another run as it goes deep into the corner. Snagging it will be Clark, and he gets it in as it overthrows Gandon Mullins, but it's going to be a 2-out double now for Reed Bolin on just a great piece of hitting. He waited on the curveball, reacted to it. He let the ball travel, kept his hands inside, and let the bat lag behind and led to excellent contact on the outside pitch. That was a little bit too high for the jumping Gandon Mullins down the line. So now the Wolves have a chance to cut into the deficit, which is a 10-run deficit right now with Braden Covey, who laid down a bunt single in his last at bat. Gunnar Hodgel knows as he's in on the infield turf right now. First pitch to Covey, missing low for ball 1. We've actually had 3 base hits by the Wolves in this inning, but luckily for the Buffaloes, a caught stealing cleared the base paths into the second batter of the third, the 1-0. Outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good pitch there, Mr. Lauerman.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Are you feeling 22?
I don't know, but I'm wearing my sunglasses at night, that's for sure. They're not even mine. I don't know who they are. The 1-1 will miss low and inside for ball 2. I guess if anyone's wondering what I'm talking about, I found some sunglasses up here. Now just go ahead real quick, who cares? And I'm rocking them, trying to do my best. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count.
So if you're watching on YouTube, that is a little behind the scenes.
This one misses low, and the count's now 3 balls and 1 strike.
See, we do in the booth videos for football. Mm-hmm. That's just our in the booth shot for baseball.
Why not? 3 balls, 1 strike.
Nothing's going to be like the time the viewers for the in the booth got the ride in East Central.
The 3-1 misses low and outside. And this is how the Wolves can come back. Loads the bases for Ty Janda. That is the 3rd walk of the day from Lauerman so far. 11-1 is our score. Buffaloes with a huge lead, but 1 swing of the bat could change that. Ty Janda trying to be the batter to lead to that big hit. Lauerman trying to work himself out of trouble. First pitch, high, ball 1. 3 hits from the Wolves this inning. There have been 1 walk, but no runs have scored yet because of the caught stealing and then the ground out to Caden Lesnow. 1-0 pitch. Pound in the outside part of the zone, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is incredibly difficult to see in these classes, though. I'm going to take them off. 1-1 is the count. The pitch, low and outside, ball 2.
I want to give a quick shout-out to one of my former bosses at work, Philip Schultz. He said, you're doing baseball color commentary now? So shout-out to Philip for listening.
You're Philip. 2-1 pitch.
I'm PJ.
Misses low and outside, that's ball 3. So all of a sudden we're having a little bit of just control issues for the moment. Oh, yeah, and Derek Hatchett, I just got this 50 minutes ago, sitting directly to your right. Thank you, Derek, for tuning in. I mean, I guess you have no choice. Yeah, 3 balls, 1 strike. If I don't get you, again, I'm doing my best. Big pitch here early from Lauerman, 3-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. For example, Nathan Lesnow, Casey, they were listening this last Tuesday. I didn't get to them because there's like multiple different social media outlets I'm trying to get to when people try to reach out to me. If I don't reach out to you, thank you for listening regardless. Big pitch, the 3-2, and it fouled off and keeps the count at full 3 balls, 2 strikes. So the bases are loaded. McAlester is leading 11-1. Wolves are trying to cut into the deficit, and they're a pitch away from maybe doing so. Lauerman against Ty Janda. It's the top of the third inning, 11-1, McAlester up. Lauerman comes set. And the payoff. Line drive that's off the glove of Lauerman. Quickly rolls to Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb can't flip it over to first. He had a hard time getting it in and out of the glove. It would have been a bang-bang play at first. We'll see what it's officially ruled. It was a line drive that was in and out of the glove of Lauerman. And it leads to a run scored. We'll see what that's officially ruled here in just a second, but that brings up Corbin Wood. It's 11-2. On the scoreboard, it's ruled as a hit, and I think that's what it's going to go down as anyway. I think it's an infield RBI single from Ty Janda on a good at bat. Brings up Corbin Wood, lay down a sac bunt. He fouls this one straight back for strike one. Base is still loaded for the Wolves. This is how McAlester had their 10-run inning. They loaded the bases early, and they did not, when they got the runs, they did not get 2 runs in one at bat until a bases clearing double by Gunnar Hodgel. That was the second to last batter of the inning. This next one is a great block by Braden Phillips to keep it from going to the backstop, and the count is now 1-1. Another reason why McAlester can't just take their foot off the pedal is if you saw any games in the Mike Deak Shootout from a week ago. So here's the 1-1 from Lauerman. Swung on and missed for strike 2. I can't tell you how many times we saw 6-run or 8-run innings, and then the next team would do the same thing, and then we were just back and forth for the entire game. So the Buffaloes need to nip it in the bud right here. Try to end the inning and keep the damage at just 1 run. 11-2. 1-2 pitch to Wood. Misses high, ball 2. Also, another thing, McAlester wanted to make sure that they do all right with pitch count. They got Lauerman now going to pitch number 54. So here's the 2-2 from the senior. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him on the hook. And that'll be out number 3. The Shawnee Wolves leave the bases loaded. Could have been a lot worse inning, but only 1 run scored by the Wolves here in the top of the third. We get to the bottom half of the third, and it'll be the top of the order up for the Buffaloes. Aiden Shumway, Caden Lesnow, Gannon Mullins. When we return here on
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffalo supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front-end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Now in the bottom of the third inning, Buffaloes are leading 11-2 over the Shawnee Wolves. Aiden Shumway leading it off for the McAlester Buffaloes. First pitch from Rhett Hokett. Misses down low for ball 1. This is Hokett's third inning. Started the game for the Wolves. Gave up 1 run in the first. There were 10 runs in the second, but not all of those were earned. There were a couple of errors that led to some runs scored by the Buffaloes. It's the 1-0, misses low for ball 2. Shumway's over 2 so far today. He's grounded out to the shortstop and reached on an E4, but that E4, I mean, that could be an asterisk. That was really close to being a base hit on a scorcher to the second baseman at the time, who was playing in on the infield turf. Next pitch misses down low for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes to Aiden Shumway. Here's the pitch from Hokett in the 3-0. Misses high, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Shumway. And yeah, Hokett, 11 runs have been scored. Only 3 of them are earned right now for Hokett for the Wolves. That brings up Lester Lesnow. He is 1 for 2 today with the fly out to center and an RBI single. Lester Dixon to the box. With the runner at first, nobody out. Buffaloes are leading 11-2, trying to get back their scoring ways as this pitch clips the top part of the zone for strike one. Les now had a bloop single for the RBI scored in his last at-bat. Taking off for second to Shumway. The pitch is high. There's going to be a balk. Balk first. Or was time called by Les now first? I think it's a balk. Yes, it's a balk called. So not a stolen base, a balk moves Shumway over to second base. Pitch does not count. The count is 0-1. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position for Les now. Big lead at second by Shumway. Hokett delivers. That one misses high as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. Run rule here for 5A shootout. The Buffaloes can continue to keep a big lead. It's 8 runs after 5 innings. We're in the bottom of the third right now with an 11-2 McAlester lead. Spin move. Hokett looks at second. Cocked his arm back to fire, but neither one of the middle infielders were there at the bag. Count even at 1-1. Les now trying for a big hit. With a 9-run lead, Hokett takes his time and delivers. This one's a line drive, left field. This one's going to get down the line. It's going to score Aiden Shumway. Lester rounds first. Going to second, he'll be there sliding in with an RBI double. Trading places with him is Lester Lesnow of Aiden Shumway.
Lesnow, what's up, brother?
Special team, special play, special players, right? Leads to an RBI double. Thursday. And we're going to be having a mound visit, a possible pitching change. Buffaloes are leading 12-2. We'll take a break and be back here on K.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Tire and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on, we can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
Where you at now? As we have a new pitcher, we're in the bottom of the third inning. McAlester is leading 12-2 over the Shawnee Wolves. As we have a pitching change brought to you by Jet Tire Service. They have been serving Pittsburgh County and beyond since 1962. They offer 18 major tire brands. McAlester is up 12-2. Caden Lesnow keeps on talking to you, Phillip, here in the press box.
He just did the Cody Rhodes whoa as well.
As we have a new pitcher, and that is Ty Janda. Janda moves from first over to the mound as here's the first pitch to Gannon Mullins, and it misses high for ball 1. And Janda has moved from first to the mound. Hokett has moved from the mound over to second. From second over to first is Reed Bolin. And after the first pitch, Creed Muirhead is going to speak with the pitcher Janda. Mullins is 1 for 2 today with a double and a popped out to the catcher on an infield fly. It's got a runner at second, nobody out. McAlester gets that one run back that they gave up in the top half of the inning. It's the bottom half of the third. 10-run McAlester lead, 12-2, nobody out. Good jump by Lusnow. The throw over to the plate is scooped in, and a take of third is Caden Lusnow. That was a great play by Muirhead. That skipped into him, and on a backhand, still almost got Lusnow at third. And another great play over at third base by Citizen, scooping that throw. Count is 2-0 Mullins and the pitch. And up and inside, and getting out of the way is Mullins. And he'll dig back into the box with the count 3-0. They run 90 feet away. The pitch skips in, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Gannon Mullins, which brings up Braden Phillips. Phillips is 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. He's had an RBI single today, and then he walked with the bases loaded. Runners at the corners, nobody out. The wind has pretty much blown in every direction today. It's pretty crazy because after the high today was 86 degrees, what was it, around 4 o'clock today, it started to shift direction with the wind. We started to see some storm clouds around McAlester, but it never really got into McAlester, not at least here at Mike Deak Field. It's the first pitch of the line drive, left field, gonna land, it's gonna score a run. RBI single from Braden Phillips makes it 13-2, and he's had an RBI in each one of his plate appearances today. Yeah, now for Braden Phillips, he has gone from 15 to 18 RBIs in one day. That puts runners at first and second with nobody out, and the Buffaloes are up 13-2.
Young man went from hitting it right on the screws at people to finally finding the holes.
Spencer Stinchcomb, he's had probably the hottest bat today. He's struck the ball well twice with a triple and then an RBI double. RBI single. They'll spin and fake the throw over to second base.
Noticing now in this game, the middle infielders for the Wolves are actually kind of playing closer to the second base bag. First game against Coweta, they were just out, like almost in the outfield grass.
And they're trying to hold the runners on a little bit closer because they've already gotten, well, they nearly picked off McAlester twice. They did get him caught stealing once. And so McAllister's, I think they're a little bit more aggressive on the base pass, or at least they showed it, than Coweta was in the previous game. So I think that's why they're holding him on a little bit more.
Very true.
Great jump by Mullins trying to take third. He will do so with ease. It bounced into the catcher Muirhead. Right behind him is Phillips over to second base. And that is a product of UCLA trying to get a good jump. As Mullins was making his way over to third, he's kind of grabbing around his thigh. Maybe he's like hammy. Looks like he's okay, though. Next pitch to Stinchcomb. Fills his zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Spencer Stinchcomb. Ball gets away from the pitcher, and getting off of third base a little bit was Mullins, but not far enough to be able to score. He actually holds his thumb and his pointer finger up like it's that close. If it was a little bit further off, I would have tried to score. It's an 11-run McAlester lead with runners at second and third. Get nobody out with Ty Janda in for his first inning of work. 1-1. Fastball misses inside to Stinchcomb. Count goes to 2-1. Not a bad fastball from Janda. He's got a pretty live fastball. It can definitely get on you in a hurry. 2-1 is the count. Pitch to Stinchcomb. Grounds this one up the middle, softly hit to the second baseman. Hogan Fields flips over to first. It's a close play, but they get him. Just in the nick of time, it's an RBI ground out from Spencer Stinchcomb, 4-3 ground out. Moves the runners from third to home, from second over to third. And the Buffaloes have put up a 3 spot. They have scored 14 runs in 7 outs. And it brings up Ethan Watkins, who is 0 for 0 with an RBI sac fly and a walk in his first plate appearance. $12-run McAlester advantage, well over the 8-run mark that they would need going into the top of the 5th. Right now we're in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch time today was 8:17. I never really mentioned that, but it's 8:17 was the first pitch time today. First pitch to Watkins is fouled off at the plate. That'd be strike 1. So a lot of people hit the ball hard for McAlester, but I don't know if anyone hits it harder than Ethan Watkins when he puts the barrel on the ball. It's fun to watch it fly.
He hit one so hard.
He hits this one hard, too, but straight to the shortstop as Clark snags it, looks back over at third base, and it's a line out to the shortstop, Clark, for out number 2. You were saying, though, we'll say one last thing on Watkins before we get to Lauerman.
But I was just going to say, like, he hit that one last Thursday so hard against the wind, and it was 4.5, 5 feet away from being a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Against the wind, still hit the top of the wall, and in opposite field, like you said.
The chain monster.
Lauerman is 0 for 1. First pitch to him. Low and inside, ball 1. He's reached on an E7. He's also walked. Gunnar Hodgel on deck. Good day. He's gone 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. One-0 pitch. Fastball bounces in. That one traveled about 45 feet. But that's a great stop again by Creed Muirhead. I think the home plate umpire was checking to make sure that Muirhead was okay there, as it looked like it might have caught his arm or something as he was trying to block that one. Count is 2-0. Phillips at third base. Pitch to Lauerman. Up and inside, duck for cover. 3 balls, no strikes. Like I said, pretty live fastball from Ty Janda. Count is 3-0 now on the senior Lauerman. The pitch. 3-0 misses outside. It's a 4-pitch walk to Lauerman. He walks now for 2 straight plate appearances, and it brings up Gunnar Hodgel, who's trying to stay hot. 2 down, runners at the corners, 14-2 McAlester advantage. Again, Hodgel laid down a perfect bunt single, and then he drove one down the left field line with the bases loaded, cleared the bases. And help me out here because I am colorblind, no joke. Philip, what are his color of batting gloves? I've been wondering. Those blue or
looks like a turquoise
like
blue.
a sky blue? Taking off for second is Lauerman. They'll let him get there with defensive indifference. Runners at second and third here for the Buffaloes for Gunnar Hodgel. Count 1-0. Coming set Janda, the pitch. This one goes straight to the backstop, hits off of the lip of the padding, and then leads to a run scored. Is taken home as Braden Phillips is now 15-2. Right behind him, Jackson Lauerman over to third. 15-2 now the score. Buffalo's up by 13. Yeah, how do you exercise the demons of a 16-0 2-game just domination by Sepulveda over McAlester? You get 15 runs in 3 innings in the very next game. 2-0. Swinging but missing on the high fastball for strike 1. But I like to see that from Gunnar Hodgel. He's showing, again, the aggressiveness. He's got a lot more confidence after that last 2 hits he's had. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And he drives this one to left field. Gunnar Hodgel on a tear today. Drives in Jackson Lauerman from third, and the Buffaloes lead 16-2. A 4 RBI day for Gunnar Hodgel. He's back. Brings up Jordan Clark. Clark is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Not a lot you can complain about today for the Buffaloes. They will not hold Hodgel on at first. Here's a pop-up. Wynn's going to take this one, should out of play. Muirhead followed it towards the grandstand, but it'll land on top of it for strike 1. Yeah, with 2 down and only a runner at first, the first baseman Bolin not holding Gunnar Hodgel on. You do have to worry about the back pick because he is playing behind him. You just have to make sure he's not crashing back towards the bag. A huge lead. There he goes. Here's the 0-1. Pitch is high and a called strike. It'll be a throw down to second. And, they're going to call Hodgel out over at the bag. That will end the inning. McAlester, though, they do put up 5 runs in the bottom of the third to take a 16-2 lead over the Shawnee Wolves. We head to the top of the fourth here on KNED.
Here at
Graduation is only a month away,
And Fit Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya.
Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Angel's Diner Steakhouse and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner Steakhouse and Pub. 1402 South George Knight Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
Welcome back to McAlester, Oklahoma. It's all Buffaloes here as we enter the top of the fourth inning. 16-2 McAlester lead. We have a new batter in for the Shawnee Wolves, I believe. Or do we have a re-enter?
Number 11.
Yeah, we have a new hitter. He is in for Corbin Wood. Actually, no, he's not. He's in for Emerson Byers. First pitch called strike.
Now batting for Shawnee, number 11.
I'll get you a name for him in just a second. I have to take pictures of lineups. Let's see. Here's a ground ball to the second baseman. Stinchcomb comes in, makes the grab, flips to first, and that's an easy out, number one for the McAlester defense. Brings up Keno Citizen. Well, no, we have another pinch hitter. Derek, can you do me a favor? Can you look up the Shawnee Wolves lineup for me, please? Just real quick. Yes, their roster. This is Tayshawn Highshaw that's pinch hitting for Keno Citizen. First pitch low for ball one. So Tayshawn Highshaw batting out of the 9-hole. And who's that just hit? I'm trying to find it. Looks like, I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Gatade Hale, number 13 right there. That looks like Gatade Hale. Like I said, I hope I'm saying your name right. Gatade Hale grounded out to second base. That one's a called strike. So we have the count at 2-1 strike to Tayshawn Highshaw, batting out of the 9th spot for Keno Citizen. 2-1 pitch is low and outside. 3-1 strike. Lauerman gets the ball back. We'll kind of take a little bit of time to go behind the mound. Buffaloes have had a mighty fine day, I'd say, on both offense and defense. 3-1. And this one misses up high, but that is a walk here to Highshaw. Now, that's kind of uncharacteristic of Lauerman so far this season, I'd say, as he hasn't really walked a ton of batters this year, but that is his 4th walk of the game. He had 9 coming into the day, and he's walked 4 in one game alone. So, uncharacteristic of Lauerman here for... This will be his, if he can complete this inning, it'll be close to his 26th inning pitched. Daxton Clark is now up the plate. He's 1 for 1 today with a walk and a single. Runner at first, 1 down. First pitch, checks at it. It was actually fouled off for strike 1. Back into the glove of the catcher, Phillips. In a 16-2 McAlester lead. 0-1. High hit. Fly ball, deep right center field. Clark hopping forward, and he goes over his head and into the warning track. This might score a run. Still rounding second is Highshaw. He'll get to third, and it'll be a double. Going from first to third is Highshaw, and Daxton Clark takes a double.
Right there. It would have scored him from first, but the way that Jordan Clark was playing that ball in right field, he didn't want him to catch it, get doubled up. So he pumped the brakes a little too early, got over his head. That's why he got held up at third and didn't score from first.
Also, despite the ball getting over his head, a good job by Jordan Clark getting it back in quickly to keep him over at third instead of having a run scored there.
Yes, sir.
First pitch inside, ball 1, but very good point. You might be wondering why he did not score on a ball that gets to the warning track there. It's because he did the right thing by making sure that it didn't get over his head, because if it's caught and you're at the second base bag or over second,
Yep.
I mean, you're easily out.
Exactly.
1-0 misses low, and that'll be ball 2 to Hokett, who is grounded out to the third baseman and the shortstop. Runners at second and third with one down, top of the fourth inning, 16-2 McAlester leads.
And back to that point, Brandon, if you're at second or past it and that happens, that's inning over.
No joke. You have one down already this inning. And the next pitch misses low and outside, ball 3. Lauerman has not had really, like I said, any control issues this season, but he's about to have his 5th walk if he can't get back into the count.
Just throw a little get-me-over fastball right here because not really going to have the green light to swing. A lot of times on a 3-0 count, they just tell you to hold back.
And he does, as this one's a 4-pitch walk now. That's the 5th walk of the day from Lauerman. Like I said, only 9 coming into the day, and he's had 5 in 3 1/3. It brings up Creed Muirhead. Muirhead has the one of the 2 RBIs today for the Wolves on a sac fly to center field. He knows how to swing it. And he also, the wind's not favoring any batter today. It is favoring the pitcher. So if you can throw a good curveball, that wind's actually going to give it a little bit of extra bite as it's blowing in from left center field. Bases loaded, 1 down. The pitch to Muirhead misses the outside corner. Not a bad pitch from Lauerman. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, that wind is about to come off of the flags are about to come off the poles over there in center field. 1-0 pitch. Curveball clips the lower outside part of the zone, and that moves the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. With that wind, we have in left field Aiden Shumway playing a little bit closer. Still have, looks like Watkins has shifted to the left. The 1-1, ground ball, first base side, chance for a double play. Mullins will come home with it. He throws wide left. Could have been a double play through wide left, and it leads to a run scored. McAllister's first error of the day is an E3. And it makes it 16-3. But like I said, good news for McAllister. Their offensive outpouring that they had in the first 3 innings gives them a little bit of room to work with. Brings up Reed Bolin. That was your double play ball, but McAllister will have to keep on working here. First pitch, curveball, eye level, ball 1. Bolin has hit the ball hard twice. He's lined out to the shortstop less now, and then he hit a double in his last at bat. 1-0. Goes after this one, fouls us off towards foul territory. Running after it's Hodgel, slides, trying to make him the catch, and it lands along the gravel, or what would be the gravel, what used to be the gravel before we had the turf field in front of the Hughes Fieldhouse.
The way Hodgel slid and popped back up, it kind of reminded me of that Trey Turner slide into home a few moons ago. Hey, just because this is a turf field does not mean there's not some hard patches of turf around the field. As here's a 1-1, curveball misses outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Right around there, it's about as hard as what gravel is. It just is not gravel. Same way for the warning track. It's pretty tough. 2-1. High hit fly ball, deep left center field. Going after it is Shumway diving, and it's going to be past his glove. Fielding gets Watkins. 1 run's going to score. That's all that it'll be. RBI single from Reed Bolin as he continues a good day. Brings up Braden Covey. And partner, just like McAllister, when we had that big inning in the bottom of the second, station to station, no outs, 1 out, just hitting some bloop singles here and there. And right now, Wolves chipping away, and they cut that lead down by 2 runs here.
Still a 12-run McAllister lead as this one's popped up. Wynn's going to take this one well out of play. That'll be strike 1. I mean, the Wolves have been able to put up hits. I mean, if it wasn't for McAllister they've had 2 really good innings, but definitely the second inning, their best of 10 runs. If you take away 1 inning by McAllister, just that you erase it, that 1 10-run inning, or at least split their runs in half, this is a much different game. 0-1 misses up and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, if you take just that 10-run inning away, right now you were looking at a 6-4 ball game.
And if you split those runs in half, say it's a 5-run inning, as the 1-1 misses low for ball 2, say it's a 5-run inning. It's 11-4 right now, but if you hit a grand slam, just hypothetical, that would make it a 3-run game. So Shawnee, just with the exception of some poor defense so far and some free passes, that's what's put McAlester ahead. And also timely hitting by the Buffaloes. Don't discredit them for their timely hitting. This one misses inside, and it's ball 3. Chance of maybe another walk here. An uncharacteristic day from Lauerman in terms of the walks department. Hitters count for Covey, 3-1, and it's low. It's going to be a walk, and he'll bring in another run. That's the 3rd walk of the inning so far. And it makes it 16-5. I know the Buffaloes really don't want to go to the bullpen because you want to save as much pitching as you can, especially with the festival and wanting to have everybody available if you need them for a series against Coweta next week. By the way, if you don't know the district standings and what's important, what the importance of our series next week, this first pitch bounces in to Ty Janda, ball 1. RBI single and a strikeout from Janda so far. For Lauerman, that was pitch number 80. Coach Meadows will go speak to him for a little bit, but since I was already in the middle of a thought here, we'll continue to talk about it. McAlester cannot win the district. They cannot host a regional. So they are out of the 1 and 2 spot with the sweep from Sapulpa. So it'll be Tahlequah and Sapulpa fighting for the district championship next week. Sapulpa's trying to go for a 3-peat. McAlester, all they need to do to take 3rd place is win 1 game against the Coweta Tigers. Coweta, they have to win 2 to jump McAlester. You don't have to worry about runs differential. None of that's going to matter at all. As long as you win 1 game, you are the 3 spot in the district standings. If you lose both of them, Coweta jumps you. Now, there are some things going on in 5A3. As it stands right now, it's Pryor 1, Collinsville 2, Claremore 3. But that could change after this next week. 1-0 to Janda. Fouls this one off, and that'll be strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The reason why I say things could change, Pryor and Collinsville are playing each other. Pryor's at the 1 spot, Collinsville's at the 2. Here comes the 1-1 from Jackson Lauerman. And this one clips the lower outside part of the zone for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Really need a K here from Tress on the mound. Comes set with the bases still loaded. 11-run McAlester lead. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, center field. Watkins racing after it with the wind blowing at his back. It's caught. The runner will tag up. Here comes the throw from Watkins. It's cut off by Mullins. Now it's a 10-run game. 4 spot by the Wolves in the top of the 4th inning. Makes it 16-6. And it brings up Corbin Wood. Wood is 0 for 1 with the sac bunt and a strikeout. The 9th batter of the inning. Runners at 1st and 2nd for the Wolves. Going back again, when you're looking at the district standings, if Pryor were to sweep Collinsville next week and Claremore were to sweep Grove, Claremore jumps up to the 2 spot. So the first pitch is going to be fouled off to Wood for strike 1. That's important because if McAlester does win 1 game next week and they finish 3rd, McAlester would be going to Claremore instead of Collinsville. If Collinsville wins just 1 game, they will definitely host. Collinsville's got to win both games to win the district. Pryor just needs to win 1. I think that's how that is. No, it is how it is. They just have to win 1. Pryor just has to win 1 against Collinsville. 0-1 pitch. Right down Broadway. Strike 2 to the righty Wood.
So does districts in baseball, like football, 4 goes to 1, 3 goes to 2?
Yes, but there's also, everyone goes to regionals.
Okay.
We'll talk about it in a second. The 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3, and the inning ends with a strikeout from Jackson Lauerman to Corbin Wood. We'll describe a little bit more on district standings and what's the importance of districts here in just a little bit if you don't understand when we go to the bottom half of the inning. But the Wolves make it a little bit closer. They make it a 16-6 game. Can McAlester keep up the offense? We're about to find out here on
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffalo supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome back to McAlester, Oklahoma. The Buffaloes, hey, they already can win this game if they don't allow the Wolves to score 3 runs in the top of the 5th, but I'm sure they would like some more insurance runs. As that'll bring up the 9-1-2 batters to start off the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Jordan Clark, Aiden Shumway, and Caden Lustnow. McAlester looks to continue a stellar day offensively. And it is Ty Janda's job for the Wolves to keep it at a 10-run game and give their team a chance to keep this game going past 5 right now. But we were mentioning the district tournament and kind of who goes where in the district standings. You might be used to football districts, and where you go in the playoffs there is a foul ball to Jordan Clark for strike 1, starts us off. But it's a little bit different because every team can make the regional tournament unless you just opt out and decide you don't want to play in the regional tournament. Everyone will go to the playoffs, and it's a double elimination in the regional tournament. You have to win your regional to go to the state tournament. And it's double elimination in regional tournament. Here's the 0-1. Called strike 1.
So there's,
called strike 2.
So there's not an area tournament. It's just regional.
No, you go straight from districts, which it's a full season of district play, decides where you line up in the regional tournament or if you host or where you go. Mm-hmm. And then it's double elimination, winner takes all to go to the state tournament.
Okay.
0-2 bounces into Clark, and the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clark has had an RBI single, and he's grounded out on a bunt. But as it stands right now, again, if you finish first, you host a regional. If you finish second, you host a regional. If you finish third, if you're in 5A4s, here's the 1-2, is fouled off of Clark and along the third base line. If you finish third in 5A4, you go to the second place team in District 5A3, and you go to their regional. The fourth place team would go to 5A3's top seed. So you don't want to go to the top seed in the other regional. You want to you don't want to face their best. You want to make sure that you. I mean, the Buffaloes would really rather finish third than fourth. I can promise them that. 1-2 misses up high for ball 2, and they just have to win one game next week to do so. But Durant should be going to whoever wins next week between Sapulpa and Tahlequah. Whoever wins the district, I think they're going to be going to their regional tournament. This one misses high to Clark. Counts now 3 balls and 2 strikes. And really, if you're looking at it, so here's the 3-2 pitch. This is way outside, and that'll be ball 4 as Clark will take his base. And it brings up Aiden Shumway. When you look at it, McAlester finished in third place back in 2022, and that was really close to them not finishing third. They were lucky that Glenpool defeated Shawnee on the very last day of district play. Glenpool beat them to allow McAlester to finish third. If they wouldn't have done that, they would have been going to a stacked Collinsville team for their regional. Instead, they went to Grove that matched up a lot better for McAlester. And that even went down to the last day. As Clark takes off for second, the pitch is high. The throw down to second is not in time. Shumway showed bunt. He pulled back. Ball 1 to Shumway. Runner in scoring position for the Buffaloes and Jordan Clark with a 16-6 lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the count 1-0 on Shumway. Yeah, even then, McAlester entered into Sunday. They had to play on Saturday, and then they played on Sunday, Mother's Day Sunday. So here's the 1-0. Called outside corner, strike one. Grove walked off McAlester in game one to send us to a do-or-die game, and then the Buffaloes won in a run rule in the second game and a gem by Seth Sam to send McAlester to the state tournament. 1-1. Clark takes off for third. A great scoop by the catcher, Muirhead. He flips to third off balance, but Clark is still there in time. And the count is 2-1 on Aiden Shumway. I believe that's Shumway, or is that? I think that's Jaden Chaney. Jaden Chaney is batting for Shumway right now. Jaden Chaney, and the count is 2-1. Pitch shows bunt, pulls back. It's ball 3. And we're going to be having some more pinch hitters coming up. And, of course, McAlester will more than likely re-enter most of these guys when we head to the top of the fifth. Hitters count, 3-1 to Chaney. Shows bunt, pulls back. It's low, and that'll be ball 4. So Chaney will take his base. And that brings up to the plate for the McAlester Buffaloes, number 15, Isaiah Timmons.
Now back to the Buffaloes, 115, Isaiah Timmons.
Timmons so far on the season, he has not recorded an official at-bat. He is 0 for 0 with an RBI walk with the bases loaded, and he also reached first on catcher's interference. Those were his 2 plate appearances. He's got runners at the corners with nobody out. McAlester leading in a 16-6 game. .31 move, back over to first. It's Chaney, not taking off there. And I think on deck is Jackson Morgan. I don't know where there's my telescope. Yes, it is a telescope. Austin, if you know who Austin is, he's our board operator a lot of times. He's actually on the board right now. We have a pitch that goes high, and it's bouncing right back to the catcher Muirhead to keep Clark over at third. Chaney does take second. Runners at second and third, but Austin also does a lot of our camera work, and he gives me crap all the time about this telescope because it's not binoculars; it is a telescope. So every time I go to look and see who's up next or see someone out in the field, he makes his hand in the shape of a pirate hook, and he goes "arg." Makes me laugh every time. Swing and a miss for strike one. He's speaking in my ear right now. He said, "You scurvy dog." 1 ball, 1 strike. He's the one working the radio side of things back over at the K&D Studios on Electric Avenue. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. So I can't look through the lens. Here's the 1-1, misses high for ball 2. I can't look through the telescope without laughing now because of Austin. Because every time I look through the lens, I'm thinking, arg. 2-1. The pitch from Janda misses high and still right back to the catcher Muirhead, which keep the runners where they're at second and third. 3-1 count to Isaiah Timmons. And no, it's not like a long telescope. It's just like a handheld one. It's not like the what's the one that looks out into space? The Hubble telescope. 3-1 misses high, and it's going to be ball 4, and they'll load the bases for the Buffaloes. So Timmons has had 3 plate appearances and still not an official at bat. And it leads to Jackson Morgan coming in for Gannon Mullins. And just like that, Randy Hughes on the spot. Again, 1 and 4 take on 5 and 8. If you're looking at cross districts from 5A3 and 5A4 or 5A1 and 5A2. 1 and 4 from one district takes on the others 5 and 8. 2 and 3 from one district takes on the others 6 and 7. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Coach Hughes knows me so well because he knows I've got a bunch of different paperwork going on right now and a bunch of different things I'm thinking of, and he made my job just so easy there. Coach Hughes, I'm giving you a thumbs up. Thank you. 2 thumbs ups even. The 1-0 will be fouled off, and that'll move the count to 1 ball, 1 strike on Jackson Morgan. Morgan had a 3-game hit streak. He had a hit in every single game of the Mike Deak Shootout last week. And sure enough, batted 300 in that tournament. Next pitch misses low and outside, and that'll move it to 2 balls, 1 strike.
So just saying, if anybody out there knows the Charlie Day meme where he has like all the conspiracy theories on the board, that is Brandon's brain in real life when it comes to football playoffs, basketball playoffs, and baseball playoffs.
That's the truth. 2-1, misses up high for ball 3. You've gotten lucky enough to not have to deal with too many factors going into like a race in the district standings or anything like that.
Yep.
Me, Derek, and Nate, we would spend late nights going over every possible scenario going into Week 10 of football season. The wildest one I've been a part of was 2019, as the 3-1 pitch catches the outside corner to Morgan, makes the count full at 3 balls, 2 strikes again. Bases are loaded. This Bases Loaded alert is brought to you by Pop's Kettle Corn in Old Town. Choose your flavor of kettle corn or try their freshly made pork rinds at Pop's Kettle Corn in Old Town. Nobody out, bases loaded, 16-6, McAlester leads, and the payoff to Morgan. It's a ground ball down the third base line. It's fielded, stepped on third for 1, over to first. It's too high, and it will keep runners where they're at. Timmons will stay at second, and Morgan will be at first. That's going to go down as an RBI fielder's choice. And the error really isn't an error. Well, it's still an error because it allowed Morgan to reach first. So it is still an RBI fielder's choice, but then reaching on base due to the E5, and it brings up, what do we have there? Looks like Max Harmon. Max Harmon hitting for Braden Phillips. Runners at first and second, 1 down. McAlester leads 17-6. As he swings at the first pitch, comes up empty for strike 1. But, no, 2019 football playoffs were the wildest ones ever because McAlester could have gone as far as taking number 2 in the district or could have jumped or could have fell off to like 7th. That's how crazy going into Week 10 was, as the next pitch misses low and outside for ball 1. Ada, they went from possible having a chance at finishing 3rd. They dropped down to like 7th in one night. The 1-1. Misses high for ball 2. Bishop Kelly was fighting for the district championship. McAlester beat Bishop Kelly to drop them from possible 1 down to 3. McAlester climbed up to the 2 spot to host, as this one hits the knees of Harmon, not physically, but the bottom part of the zone for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Because it
was wild.
That was the one that Claremore Zebras came to town, isn't it?
Yes, and McAlester, that was their return to the playoffs, and then they won their first playoff game in a couple of years. 2-2 pitch, and Harmon swings and misses for strike 3. And that brings up to the plate number 16, Logan Cease, batting now for Spencer Stinchcomb. So McAllister's had a new pinch hitter nearly every batter so far, leading 17-6 in the bottom of the 4th. Runners at first and second with 2 down. Cease has had 1 at bat, and it was an RBI single to the right side of the infield. First pitch in there for strike 1. Two down, bottom of the 4th inning. Janda kicks and fires the pitch. Line drive, right field. This one's going to tail foul. And the count is now at 0-2. So if McAlester doesn't score again in the bottom of the 4th, all they have to do is make sure that the Wolves don't score 4 runs, it looks like. If they score 4 runs in the top of the 5th, we will head to a bottom of the 5th, which they just came off of a 4-run inning in the top of the 4th. 0-2 to Cease. Misses high. Climbing the ladder to make that catch is Muirhead. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What a snag back there by Muirhead.
He's great.
Just see that hand go up, and that's a big league stop right there, along with those backhand stops he's been using as well.
He's great. The 1-2 pitch. That one misses high for ball 2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 runners on at first and second. 17-6 Buffalo 11-run advantage. Now Muirhead is a fantastic catcher. I might be wrong, but I thought I heard he was a 4-year starter for the Wolves. 2-2. This is down below the knees, and Cease has worked the count back from 0-2 to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, I think that's still Ethan Watkins. And it is. The payoff. Chopper rolled over. It might be a tough play at second base. Coming in on his Hokett. Flips over to first, and it's an infield single. It does get away from the first baseman. It'll be a run scored on the air because it did get through the glove of the first baseman Bolin, but beating it down the first base line was Cease. So he's 2 for 2 on the year now. And that brings up Ethan Watkins with an 18-6 advantage. So an infield single on the hopper that went over to Hokett at second base. Run scores on the E3. And it brings up Ethan Watkins, who does not have a hit yet, but he has had a sac fly. He's 0 for 1 on a walk, RBI sac fly, and a line out to short. Hit the ball hard both times he's made contact. Runners at the corners, 2 down, 18-6 Buffalo's lead. First pitch, and he was going for every bit of that baseball. Letter high, his eyes lit up like a Christmas tree, and he comes up a little bit empty for strike one. Still got the wind blowing against him. Here's the 0-1. Swings hard again for 0-2. You know, I feel like every swing from Watkins is a home run or nothing swing. He hits it so hard. But right now he had to be like Bob Seger and go against the wind if he was going to have to drive this one out. The 0-2 pitch bounces into Muirhead. And again, just a fantastic glove there behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scheduled for tomorrow, as we're nearing the end of day 1, Shawnee versus Claremore at 10 in the morning. Noble versus Claremore at 12:15. 1-2, misses high for ball 2. Again, all these times are tentative, whether we run ahead or behind. Collinsville and Midwest City at 2:30. 4:45, Sepulpa versus Carl Albert. And at 7 o'clock, McAlester takes on the defending state champions, the Carl Albert Titans. 2-2. Ground ball, left side, deep into the hole. And it eats up the shortstop Clark, and it'll lead to 1 run scored. Morgan around second, going for third. He will slide in safely. And this will go down as an E6. I believe it brings up Jackson Lauerman. Lauerman is 0 for 1. He has reached on an E7 and walked twice. McAlester takes a 19-6 lead. Again, just more and more cushion for McAlester here. Now you're having to look at a Ethan Watkins. Sorry, he looked up at me and he gave me the Eric McCarty Buffalo antlers. Horns. First pitch, low and inside, ball 1.
Those would be horns.
Horns, not antlers.
Deer have antlers.
It's 10:06 at night. Give me a little bit of slack. Ethan's talking to us like we can hear him. I can't hear anything he says. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's high, and they'll fake the throw over to second, go back over to third. It gets past the third baseman. Morgan can't really go anywhere from there. Sorry, Cease. Logan Cease. Thank you. Morgan just scored not too long ago. So Watkins takes second base. And the thing is, I think Watkins is carrying on. I think he was carrying on a full conversation, and we can't hear each other. Count is 2-0.
Fun little baseball fact. A collegiate star has now homered in 8 straight games.
2-0 pitch is called a strike, by the way.
Something that has only been done 3 times in American League and National League history.
Who was that?
I have no idea. That came from the MLB app. So.
Oh, we just don't know who it is?
Yeah, that's all they said in the headline.
2-1 gets away from the catcher Muirhead, but staying over at third will be Cease, and the count is 3 balls, 1 strike. Did you see who it was? Can you open up the article? Now you got everyone on the edge of their seats. Man, the person that broke the Nick Saban news faster than anybody, and he did it a whole year in advance, was Philip Jewell. Man, that was awesome. I'll tell that story in a second. The 3-1 misses high, and it's another walk to Lauerman, his third walk of the day, and it loads the bases up again for the Buffaloes. For Gunnar Hodgel, who is 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs and has the bases loaded again with a 19-6 lead. No, but
Jack, however you say that, from Florida.
Caglianun? I can't not pronounce his name either. But yes, the guy from Florida who's killing it right now. He is fantastic. That first pitch bounces into for Hodgel for 1 ball, no strikes. Again, 2 down, Buffaloes lead 19-6, bottom of the 4th. But no, it was not this last year because Saban retired after the Alabama season ended. His next pitch misses high for ball 2. not this last year, the year before that, we were in Durant, and there was, before we could buy your check marks on Twitter, before Elon Musk took over, you could, I don't know how this guy got a verified check mark, but he made his name as some reporter for ESPN. As we have a back pick over to first, back in time is
he made his name as Pete Thamel, one of the head college football analysts.
And you stopped the broadcast and said, Nick Saban is retiring after the end of the season. And we're all like, whoa. And then Nate was listening. The 3-0 is going to be a walk, and that's the 5th RBI today for Gunnar Hodgel. Have yourself a day. He's going to finish his day more than likely 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs. And it brings up Jordan Clark as the Buffaloes have now batted around and put up a 20 spot. 20-6 McAlester leads, bottom of the 4th. But Nate had to listen, and he said, I think you just got trolled. And they said, I'm so sorry. But I can testify. You showed me the hair on your arms as we have another back pick, and it's wide right. Almost hit Coach Meadows. Everyone's staying put. They're not going to go anywhere. Lauerman's got to make his way back to the second base bag. They'll stay put as the ball got away. 1 ball, no strikes. But, yeah, I'll testify. The hair on your arm really was standing up. You thought Saban retired, which he did, but he did not retire back in 2022.
But what makes the story even better is that person breaks that news.
The 1-0 is swung on and missed by Clark. 1 ball, 1 strike.
As he breaks that news with an account that somehow got verified that he didn't use since 2017, and it immediately got banned right after that one tweet.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Actually, it's fouled back into the glove there. Muirhead for strike 2. Yeah, the devil works hard, but Nick Saban, he works harder. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not anymore. The 1-2 pitch fills his zone for strike 3, and that will end the 4th inning. McAlester gets those 4 runs back, and in order for the Wolves to keep this game going, they have to put up a 7th spot in the top of the 5th. Well, McAlester will try to finish what they started and get back in the win column. They'll try to improve to 18-10 on the season here in the next half inning on.
Tire and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on, we can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
Graduation is only a month away,
And Spin Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya.
Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub. 1402 South Georgia Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
We enter the fifth inning, McAlester leading 20-6 over the Shawnee Wolves. Again, the Shawnee Wolves need 7 runs to keep this game going. And let's see who they'll bring up to the plate in order to try and make it happen. We'll start off with number 11 for the Wolves, as that is, again, I cannot read my own handwriting. That's Hale up for the Shawnee Wolves, who grounded out to the second baseman. Spencer Stinchcomb, a first pitch strike to him in the top of the fifth. Lyerman, the 0-1 pitch, and this one's lined straight off of the dugout, really off the press box for strike 2. The press box has taken a beating today. That's now about the 4th time it's gotten hit on a line drive. Just to go to show you, if you want to find the best seats for fly balls, if you want to catch a foul ball at Major League Baseball games, you know where to go now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And this is low and outside, and that'll be ball 1. Looks like everyone has re-entered that checked out of the game. with the exception, I believe, that Jaden Chaney stays over in left field. As we have a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Lauerman gets the call, and that'll be out number 1 in the top of the 5th. Wolves down to their final 2 outs. Sit him down, throw it around. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Jackson Lauerman. He's moved his strikeout total up to 19 on the season. And it brings up Tayshawn Highshaw. First pitch alone outside ball 1. Highshaw worked a walk. He eventually came around to score. Top of the order creeping up here for the Wolves. As it's the 9-hole Highshaw who came in earlier for Keno Citizen. A swing and a miss for strike 1 there from Lauerman. Need to check his pitch count. I can't remember where Lauerman's at right now. That was 91. Here's a softly hit ground ball up the middle, fielded by Stinchcomb, flips over to first in time for out number 2. Easy first couple of outs there for the Buffaloes. Brings up the top of the order. Dax Clark is 2 for 2. He's walked, singled, and doubled. Wolves down to their final out. McAlester leading 20-6. We're creeping up on the 2-hour mark. We're at an hour and 58 minutes in this game so far. First pitch to Clark, misses outside ball 1. Did you see? I mean, your Red Sox played the fastest game since the perfect game that wasn't. It was like an hour and 49-minute long game. It was the fastest game since the. It's not Gallinari. That's a basketball player.
Armando Galarraga.
Thank you, Galarraga. This one catches the lower inside part of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Galarraga. That's the fastest game since that game when we thought we had a perfect game, but we didn't.
Thanks a lot, Jim Joyce.
He's heard it enough, I'm sure. Here's a 1-1 fly ball. Could do it. Left field. Looks like Chaney gets underneath it, makes the catch in left field, and that will be the ball game. McAlester gets back on the right track with a 5-inning, 20-6 win over the Shawnee Wolves to get back into the win column. McAlester improves to 18-10 on the year. Wolves fall to 8-21. Ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo fans far and wide, grab that brush and paint that win column black and gold. Again, 20-6 McAlester wins. If they can take one more game for the rest of the season, as far as games that you're guaranteed to play the rest of the year, they will have a guaranteed winning record in 2024. Again, they improved to 18-10. McAlester wins 20-6 today. You're listening to McAlester Baseball. We'll be back with post-game stats here in just a minute on K.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffalo supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
McAlester gets back in the win column after a rough last few games, really last couple of games. and they do it in a mighty way. After losing by 16 in a combined 2 games, they win this one by 14 over the Shawnee Wolves to improve to 18-10 on the year. They won this one 20-6 in 5 innings as McAlester back into the win column. We'll look at your post-game stats, and we'll kind of break everything down before we call it a night here. Post-game stats brought to you by Big V Feed Center at McAlester, Hadco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa, and Shakota Wholesale Feed Company in Shakota for your spring feeding program needs. Let's start off with the Shawnee Wolves. Dax Clark went 2 for 3 today. Rhett Hokett went 0 for 2 with a walk. Creed Muirhead went 1 for 2 with an RBI sac fly. Reed Boland went 2 for 3 with an RBI. He also had a double today. Braden Covey went 1 for 1 with an RBI. That was an RBI walk with the bases loaded. Ty Janda went 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, a strikeout in his first at-bat, but then had an RBI single, then a sac fly. Corbin Wood went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a sac bunt. Emerson Byers went 0 for 0 with a walk. And we had Hale come in for him, who went 0 for 2. Keno Citizen went 0 for 1 with a bunt, ground out. And Tayshawn Highshaw went 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to second base. Rhett Hokett does get the loss today for the Wolves. They ended up having 7 hits. They struck out 2 McAlester batters. They gave up 11 free passes, 5 Wolf errors today. McAlester, again, improving to 18-10. This is how they looked here in their 28th game. Aiden Shumway went 0 for 2 with the ground out, a reach on an error and a walk. Jaden Cheney later hit for him. He went 0 for 0 with a walk. Caden Lesnow went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, including an RBI single and double. Also flew out to center field. Isaiah Timmons hit for him later on, walked as well. Gannon Mullins doubled in the first at bat, walked in his last plate appearance, flew out to the catcher in between. He went 1 for 2. Jackson Morgan came in for him. He went 0 for 1 with an RBI fielder's choice and also reached on an error on that fielder's choice. Braden Phillips went 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, and each one of his plate appearances had one. RBI single, RBI walk, and an RBI single. Harmon came in for him, struck out. Spencer Stinchcomb went 2 for 3 with a triple, an RBI single, and an RBI ground out. Logan Cease came in for him and had a single on an infield single. Ethan Watkins went 0 for 2 with a walk, RBI sac fly, a line out to short, and an E6 he reached on. Jackson Lauerman 0 for 1. He reached on an E7 and then 3 walks. Gunnar Hodgel, have yourself a day. 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs, including the biggest hit of the day for the Buffaloes, a bases-clearing double back in the second inning. Jordan Clark went 1 for 3 as well with an RBI single in his first at-bat. Jackson Lauerman went the distance. He went all 5 innings. He ended up striking out 4, gave up 6 free passes. All of them were walks, 1 McAlester error. The Buffalo offense totaled up 12 hits today after having only 3 hits in 2 games on Monday and Tuesday. That is what you call a bounce-back victory. Your final thoughts on this one before we kind of look and peek ahead a little bit for McAlester?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Brandon. You had a batting average of 0.73. Is that right?
0.073.
0.073.
Against Sapulpa.
Against Sapulpa the last 2 weeks. And then today you come back with 12 hits. They saw the ball real well, put it in play, made the defense react to some things, and just really got that motor going. And that's what you need, especially when you got a juggernaut like tomorrow night and Carl Albert coming in. You got to start seeing the ball real well, hitting it as a team, pulling all on the same rope. And that's exactly what the Buffaloes did. Jackson Lauerman, again, really good on the mound. Little uncharacteristic at times.
More walks than what he's used to.
More walks than what he's used to tonight. I think he had, ended with 5?
6.
6. So 6 walks, on the night. So it's a little uncharacteristic for him. But he's got his guys behind him flashing some leather and cut down on the errors. You had 3 errors.
Oh, he had 5. I miscounted. Sorry about that. Yeah, he had 5.
So 5 walks, and then it was 4 errors on Monday, 4 errors on Tuesday, and then like today you cut all that down. You got that bug out. It's kind of like in football. When you get bit by the turnover bug, you're going to lose ball games. Errors going to lead to runs in baseball. They cut down on that. But the walks, you can get that knocked out of the way. Just also when you go from 80 degrees at noon to now at 60, just that drop, you could be a little out of your element. And things get a little different. But, yeah, as a whole, the Buffaloes, they looked really good. Nothing that you can see and say, oh, they need to do better on that tomorrow, because they saw the ball well, they hit the ball well, base running was amazing. They were a little over-aggressive early in the game.
Yep.
Got caught stealing, got picked off. And other than that, that's really the only thing that you could say that they could have done differently.
Yeah, just kind of make sure that you cut down the free passes against a team like Carl Albert. This is where, from this point on, for the rest of the season, it's going to get really interesting in every one of your games you have scheduled after this. Get this, listen. You take on the defending state champions tomorrow in Carl Albert. I don't know the last time McAlester has played Carl Albert, period. I'm going to have to go back and look at it. It might be one of I don't know if it's either one of my brother's teams, Cameron Green or Noah Cook, or it's either one of my teams that played Carl Albert last. It's been a long time. I cannot remember exactly who it was that played it, but it's been a little while. So you play them, and then you play Collinsville on Saturday, which could be a future regional matchup, depending on what happens next week. Collinsville could easily be one of the teams that host a regional. McAlester could very well go to their regional if Collinsville finishes second, or if they jump prior, if they can sweep and McAlester finishes fourth. Anything can happen there, so it could be a future regional matchup. Then you have Coweta, the series, final district series of the year. You got to win at least one of those games to clinch third. If you get swept, you go down to 4, which you don't want to do. Then you have next Thursday Pryor, which could be a future district or regional matchup. Then you take on Oklahoma, one of the juggernauts in Class 2A. And then your last game of the regular season scheduled is Muskogee that you went 12 innings against in the Mike Deak Shootout last week. And then you got the regional tournament. So every single game from here on out in the McAlester schedule is going to be fun and interesting.
It's going to have a big fight feel to it every time you step on that diamond.
Absolutely. Even if it doesn't lead to, wins or losses in terms of where you're going to go in the playoffs for the rest of your regular season, it's still future matchups that matter because you're going to see how you match up against teams that you might see in the regional tournament with a chance to go to the state tournament. So it will have a big game feel for the rest of the season, because if you play a 12-inning game against Muskogee, they're going to remember that, and it's going to lead to a high emotional game that you're going to have in the final game of the regular season, which is probably going to feature, if it's played, if weather cooperates and everything, if it's played, it's the Monday of the regional tournament. So it's the same week as you play the regional tournament, which means you're not going to have a pitcher go the distance. It's going to be a big bullpen game. You're going to could have up to 8 pitchers pitching that game. So it's going to be another crazy one, I feel like, on the horizon, but I'm excited to see the rest of the last 2 weeks of the regular season and possibly getting into the playoffs here with the regional tournament. So it's going to be fun, but McAlester with a big-time confidence boost today, big-time showing to be able to get on the right track. And as we mentioned, Gunnar Hodgel, the player of the game, 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs, he's a great hitter, and we all know he's a great hitter. He just had a bad 2-week stretch. With him getting his confidence back today, seeing the ball well, and driving it well, that's another addition that you have back to the McAlester lineup that is going to be vital down the road. Because I think that if you're wanting to make it to the state tournament, I mean, every one of your major contributors on offense that usually need to contribute. Gunnar Hodgel's one of them. He was a guy that started off the season out the 2-hole, went to the 1-hole, had to go down a little bit with the struggles that he had. If he can continue to hit like that and you have him out of the 8-hole, you have a very, very strong weapon out of the 8-hole to bolster your bottom half of the order. So I'm excited to see how the Buffaloes build on that and how they look against the defending state champions tomorrow. Can you thank our sponsors one final time? We'll call it tonight.
Stepped on my headset. Sorry about that. And now Brandon steps on it.
we have you again tomorrow night, right?
We do.
Cool.
And in the words of the Hall of Famer Paul Heyman, that is not a prediction. That is a spoiler. We want to thank Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, the Bank N.A., OK Tire and Auto, Fenton Nissan, Angels Diner, TNW Tire, Freeze and Flare, Heat and Air, and Reagan Auto for putting us on the air and supporting Buffalo baseball all year here in 2024.
Big thank you to our board operator back at the KNDD studios, Austin Wheat, as well as Philip Jewell on the camera and providing color commentary for this evening as well. Can't wait to have you back tomorrow inside the press box. And thank you, the listener, for spending your Thursday night with us as well. One final time from Mike Deak Field in McAlester, Oklahoma. It was the Buffaloes 20 and the Shawnee Wolves 6 in 5 innings. Until tomorrow when McAlester takes on the defending 5A state champions here in day 2 of the 5A shootout, this is Brandon Green saying, Buffaloes win. And don't just have a great night. Have a Buffalo night, everybody. Night, Harper.